Hey everybody, welcome back to Star Flag Media. It's been a while. How's it going, Chris?
Hey man, everything is good. Took some time off last time we was on here. Been a couple life changing moments. I went back to school. Uh, I always been going to the gym, but I'm back in the gym a little bit more steadier, and I got engaged, man.
Congratulations. Congratulations, guys. It is possible to find the right one still to this day. Maybe you just gotta open your mind and your horizon and find her outside of your comfort zone. Go visit some other countries. You're gonna find winners.
Yeah, this shit is cooked out here, bro.
Yeah, it's over out here. Also, congratulations, you released a single.
Thank you. It should go triple platinum.
It's amazing.
I let Romaine hear it this morning.
Oh, did you?
All I need was somebody to write the lyrics, and I could perform it just fine.
Oh, you wrote the lyrics.
No, those lyrics were off the top of my head.
Oh, it was amazing. I wouldn't change a word of that freestyle. Anyway, that's a little bit of an inside joke, but there is a video floating out there. A couple videos. One is the video that it's based off of, and then the actual single. Anyway, congratulations on your engagement, man. That's big news, and yeah, you deserve the best, brother. And I'm happy that I was there when you met that girl, and from the jump, I said, yeah, she's a winner.
Matter of fact, she's on the video.
She is she's in the single, of course, because you need to represent. Anyway, I'll post a small snippet of it. Not too much, but yeah, just a little so that the audience can understand the inside joke a little bit. But yeah, man, so much has gone on in the last 2 months, man, in the world of music, especially with this whole Diddy thing, the Diddler. Games have gone off the charts. We got GTA 6 delayed another year.
Yeah, they're gonna win $100 by the time it released.
You know what's funny is, well, two things happened that have me more on the fence of that now. Two major things happened. One was Nintendo raising their $80 price point, which now is like, oh, what's $20? What's $20? So now, is there going to be a $100 version? I still think that 100% there's going to be multi-tiers, but is the base going to be $100? It's looking more and more likely. I mean, what's the $20 difference between $80 and the base? The base. It's not that much. It's not that much.
So $100 base, I don't think they could do it. I wouldn't be surprised.
It's a little tough. It's a little tough.
I wouldn't be surprised at $84.99 for the base game, though.
Yeah, anything that's $80 is a lot, but yeah, I mean it's getting closer. And then of course we had an entire year delayed for out of nowhere, and we all kind of expected it to come out late in 2025. I wasn't expecting it anytime before Christmas. Like I was like, Christmas might be okay.
What's like?
I have no idea, but somebody sent a like. Maybe you make I don't know. Either way, whatever that was, it's nobody in this group. However, yeah. So there it is again. I think it's maybe taking your hand gesture. I don't know. You guys tell us in the comments how Discord works. But anyway, yeah. So a year delay, man. Another year. So we put that into perspective. The last GTA came out when I was 29 years old.
Wow. How long ago was that?
It's 15 years ago, man.
15 years ago. All right, so I guess I was 22, 23.
And what made me really process that was an article on Kotaku where I believe Luke Plunkett, the editor there, said, I had a newborn baby when GTA 5 came out, and she is now about to be a sophomore in high school.
Wow.
By the time that GTA 6 rolls around, she's gonna be a junior at least.
Wow.
So, I mean, they really are. People are like, "Oh, how could they delay it?" And I was like, "There's a real simple reason. They are still milking the crap out of GTA 5, and they're supposedly making something. And this might be untrue. Fact check me, but something like $20 million a month on GTA 5.
So I'll say this, man. When it comes to GTA 5, especially like the online, all their DLC was free.
The online service was free.
Yeah, the online, it was free. The DLC was free. It was cool. They just kept adding stuff. They just kept adding new cars and new bikes and new weapons and new ways to make money. So if you were actually grinding, you didn't have to pay the shark cards to get to get
you could grind. You could grind and get everything. You could.
Yeah, and
it would just take you some time.
Yeah, but at the same time, it, like when you grinding, that's where the fun is at. That's where you meet your people online. You get the community. Yo, I need help selling these 4 cars. I need help selling these drugs. And, people trying to grift you while you're on a mission to sell what you got. And everyone's rallying to grift the grifter. So It's like, I get it. And that's just to touch bases with Mario Kart. That's why I'm on the side of Nintendo with Mario Kart. Because when Mario Kart dropped, listen, they gave us a DLC pack. It wasn't free, but
if you had Nintendo Switch Online, it was.
Yeah, but if you
they would just every time there was a brand new 12 courses for free if you were paying for the internet.
Yeah. So what they doing with what I think what they're gonna do with Mario Kart is it's gonna be games as a service, but they're gonna do it the right way, like how GTA Online is. I expect plenty of maps in Mario Kart and plenty new rider or racer editions and
tons of new skins, tons of new maps.
Yeah, I think for $80 for Mario Kart,
you got to look at what they've done with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And if you had Nintendo Switch Online, which I would say anybody that's playing that game for this long probably has Nintendo Switch Online, you got all that content for free.
Yeah, bundled in.
Yeah, bundled in. It's included with your online service, which you were using for more than just Mario Kart for sure. You're using it for other online games. So if they're gonna do something similar with that, $80 really isn't. It really isn't that much to ask for. Yeah. Now we're in the vast minority. People are really crying about all this price increases and all of that, and I get it. $10 more from the last year and a half, 2 years since they raised to 70. It's been about 2 years, I think, maybe a little more.
Dropped like a Zelda game or something. And
when they went to 70, but they went to 70 mid console generation, when everybody else jumped to 70. Now they're the first ones to be like, oh, we're brand new console, $80 is going to be our standard. Well, and that's neither here nor there because not all of their games are $80. So Donkey Kong Banana Blast or whatever the fuck it's called, Bonanza, that's going to be $69.99.
I mean, it's still understandable. Like, I still rock with Nintendo. Their games, they put good quality in their games, in their first party games. So
yeah, that's another thing that we can't complain about is like 99% of their times, their games don't ship broken. They don't ship broken.
They don't ship broken. You're gonna get your money worth. Yeah, and you're gonna enjoy it. What you see is what you get, and most likely when you get it, you're gonna enjoy it. You're gonna like it, and you're gonna be like, "All right, that was a good experience."
And people love two big franchises in Nintendo. That's Mario Kart and Smash Bros. And let me tell you, those are forever titles that sell 20, 30, 40 million copies. And they're gonna squeeze out every single penny out of Mario Kart. Mario Kart is a phenomenon. It's huge. It's gonna be their top selling Switch 2 game, just like Mario Kart 8 was on the Wii U, and just like it was on the Switch.
Yep. Exactly.
So yeah, I mean, I do see them going up and down on different. I see Kirby games coming in at the lower price point, for example, but the next Mario will be 80. You know, I'll see them doing that with like second tier characters. They're gonna be at the lower $69.99 range.
Yeah. Shit, the last Kirby game I bought was probably for the 64, and it was so
ago.
It was so easy. I was like, never again am I buying this. This is not.
They're definitely kids games. Yeah, definitely for kids. Yeah, I think I
Kirby
bought
on the Game Boy,
Kirby Air, some
good.
Rainbow something on the DS, and that was really good. But that was completely different. But yeah, I mean, I'm just saying in general, that's what I see them doing with like B tier characters, and let's just put that in quotes. Are probably going to be in the $70 range. Metroid Prime 4 is going to be $80. They haven't announced that price yet, but just wait, guys, it's coming, and it's going to be $80 on Switch and on Switch 2. I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
Oh, that's a good one. It's going to be a launch title, right?
Or should it be? Or do you think it'll be $69.99 on Switch, and then with that $10 upgrade fee, $80 on Switch 2? I think that might be probably more realistic. It's a launch title on Switch 2.
Yeah, okay.
It's coming out on Switch at the same time. It's gonna be like the way Zelda was.
Yeah.
For Wii and Wii U, and then the same thing with Wii U and Switch. But I think they're gonna do that with Metroid. Now, it is still gonna be 60 frames per second.
Is it a Switch 2 game or is it a Switch 1 game?
It's a Switch 1 game. It's 900 to 1080p on Switch 1. 60 frames per second. But it's the Switch 2 version will be 4K.
Oh, it's going to be $10 more.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be $80 on Switch 2. Now, for sure. Now, are they going to do 80 on Switch? I hope not. I think it's going to be $69.99, and then you get the $10 upgrade. Now, something that I spoke about in the last headlines episode was Nintendo announcing that they're going to do a bunch of free upgrades if you have Nintendo Switch Online. So, like, a lot of launch games that came out on the Switch, pardon me, on the Switch are going to be getting upgrades for resolution and frame rate. But the one that you're probably more interested in is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are getting the upgrades for free if you have Nintendo Switch Online.
I mean,
so you'll get better frame rate, better resolution, which we know that game was hiccupy to be.
I had no problems with my version.
But I think so. Here's the thing. That's another thing that I want to get into is, remember back in the day there was a term that we used to use for a lot of gamers called graphics whores, and it was like, oh, my system has slightly better graphics than your system, and it was like, oh, you're such a graphics whore. Like, what matters is gameplay, right? I think that we've progressed past that because the Switch has never been, or Nintendo has never been in the last 20 years now, about the graphics, right? They've been all about the experience and the games.
Yep.
But now we've run into PC Master Race stuff over on the console side of things, which is you're now a frame rate whore.
Yeah.
So people are like, if it's under 60 frames, it's unplayable.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. So once the consoles started using the same or similar architecture to the PC, and we were like, so once we got
once you started closing that gap.
So once we got 60 frames, like, I can only speak for me, but once I got 60, it's hard to go back.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. I think it's marketing because we've had 60 frames per second on consoles since the Super Nintendo days.
Yeah, a lot of fighting games.
Fighting games and shooters. So it's not something new to us, but back then what we were counting were bits. 16-bit versus 8-bit versus 32-bit. And we got into 64 bits and we stopped counting. Why? Because after the Dreamcast, which was 128 bits, technically your console from today is still a 128-bit system with higher resolutions, higher polygon count. That stuff changed, but it's all been just baked on top of a 128-bit system.
Yeah.
So we stopped counting bits, and now we're counting frames. But really, 60 frames was always there. F-Zero X on the Nintendo 64 was 60 frames per second. F-Zero GX on GameCube was 60 frames per second. Like, those games have been around forever. But now it's like a marketing thing. It's like you have to have it. So now if you're not 4K 60, it's unplayable. But like you said, when you played Pokemon, that type of game honestly doesn't demand 60 frames per second for it to be a good experience.
Oh, no. Yeah, you're absolutely correct. But the same thing with Pokemon is like, you look at the history of their titles, they've never been graphically like.
They were always last gen. They were always a gen behind.
Yeah, so you got that one, and then two, because like I could go on YouTube and I could see Pokemon glitches and people having all these experiences, falling through the world and all type of stuff.
Yeah, you're doing something to the game to cause that.
Yeah, I didn't have that experience. I didn't have
these game breaking pauses and yeah.
I didn't have none of that.
I didn't either, and I didn't play that game in particular, but I didn't even have that experience with 99.9%. Honestly, I don't remember having that experience with any of my Switch 1 games. Even when, like, I could say there's a stutter, like, you'll notice like a frame skip or a stutter or some slowdown in certain experiences in certain games. It didn't take me out of. It was like such a momentary thing that it just like I just kept it pushing.
You still had the immersion.
Yeah, it didn't kill the gameplay for me, and it didn't kill the story or whatever I was playing. I can understand if you're playing like a first-person shooter, there's no story involved. Your KD depends on it. You know what I'm saying? Or if you're playing a racing game and every single frame counts, or a fighting game where every single frame counts, I can understand how that could take you out of the competitive portion of it. But for Pokemon, which is a largely single-player RPG experience.
Oh, all right. So boom. So here go my thought. For the preference, the reason why I came up with this preference is because I got my PS5, right? And when I played Horizon Zero Dawn, they made a upgrade version, like the first one.
Right.
And it was you could play 30 frames in quality mode or 60 frames in the performance mode. And I liked the 30, but when I went to the 60, and I was like, oh, look at the arm. The arm is so smooth. And I was like, and I go back to the 30, the quality, and I was like,
I see the difference. But I think you have to look for it. I think you have to look for it.
Yeah.
What is the term Cyclone uses? Pixel peeping?
Pixel peeping.
I think you have to look for it. And I got an example of it, and I'm gonna try to remember posting it up here. So Final Fantasy VII Remake just got announced for Switch 2. And there's obviously there's a PS5 version of the game.
I hope it runs good on it. It barely ran on the PS5.
So it looks really nice. What they did though is I believe they cut the frames down to 30 frames per second on Switch 2.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing. I don't know if you noticed on the channel, I posted some Yakuza clips and some Cyberpunk clips from running on Switch 2.
Okay.
Like, it looks really clean. Now, the Yakuza video that I got up right now is a particularly good one because it's a split screen side by side at the exact same time, and you can see the frame rate moving. Now, here's the thing: is the PS5 version is also at 30 frames in 4K, and the Switch 2 version is doing the same thing in 4K.
Yeah.
So it looks identical, in my opinion. Check the video out. Let me know if you guys see a difference. Now, when they ran the PlayStation 5 version of Final Fantasy VII Remake next to it at the same time, to me, it looked the same while it was moving.
Okay.
And then someone out there went and did a frame-by-frame slow down and slow motion at half rate.
Yeah.
In that comparison, the PS5 version is clearly the smoother version.
Yeah.
It's clearly moving at a better, like you said, when you see the arms moving, you can see the smoothness of having double the frames every single second.
But that's still not a good.
But that's what it. Yeah, because that's what it took for me to notice it.
Yeah, it barely ran well on the PS5.
Now taking away those frames,
yeah,
I think the performance kind of went up because they took away the strain from the GPU CPU, and we both know also that like the Switch 2 is capable of doing DLSS.
Yeah,
which with that AI frame rate, it helps. It helps. And to us doofuses who are just using our regular eyes and not a computer counting frames, it looks good. Yeah. It just looks good.
Yeah, those digital foundry F words.
Those guys.
Yeah.
Those guys find every game under 60 frames unplayable.
Yeah.
There's one guy, I will say, there's one guy with a lisp on the digital foundry.
Pixies. That's what we'll call them now.
What was his name?
We'll call them Pixel Pixies.
Pixel Pixies. I like that. you Pixel. We're gonna mark a registered trademark. Pixel Pixies.
Yeah.
You stupid Pixel Pixies. You fairy. I love it. Like, listen, some games don't need that shit.
No.
They don't need that shit. There's an article here from Go Nintendo.
Okay.
And this isn't like a hit piece or anything, but excuse me, I got hiccups. They looked at like the Switch 2 menu, and you know how people are just kind of like digging deep right now at the Switch 2. Switch 2 is the hottest topic right now in gaming, obviously. Because it's a system that's going to be out in 2 weeks. We're right around the corner. Switch 2 is not capable of 4K 120 frames per second at the same time. And that's the article headline.
No console's able to do that right now.
The subtitle underneath that is a surprise to no one. But of course there are Reddit threads that are shitting on this, comparing it to a high-end $4,000 PC.
Exactly.
Like, you've got a $450, let's call it what it is. Tablet. It's a tablet.
That's why I don't like those PC niggas, man. Them PC niggas, they always inject themselves into the console conversation when nobody asks. No one asks, no one cares about your PC, but they always seem to find a way to let themselves in. And it's like, bro, we over here, like, one thing is a console gamer that I'm sure, like, yeah, I got a PlayStation flag, I got a Nintendo flag, I put my Xbox flag down. But one thing that I could all say about us all console gamers is we like games and we like to enjoy playing our games. We like to have fun experiences with our games. The PC Pixel Pixies, those fairies like to take a beloved game and say, "Ooh, look how many frames I'm getting. Ooh, look how much
We're still better than you. We're still better than you.
Look at my max resolution." And they don't even play the game. They just see what they could get. Not all of them, but the majority of them.
You're right. No, but you're right. They will buy a brand new game and put it in a benchmark video, counting the frame rates, put the video up, and that is their limit of playing this game. Now, there's the exception, guys. Don't come at us. There's the exception to the rule. But for the most part, are these people playing those games from beginning to end?
No. They get hard on what their frame rate is and what's the max resolution they could get and squeeze
100%.
out.
100%.
Pixel Perry. Pixel Pixies.
You call them Perry. R.I.P.
Lucky fairies.
Yeah, putting tattoos on your face with Jewish star, Perry. We see you, Perry. Switch 2. So Switch 2 is not capable of 120 frames per second at 4K. So the only reason this comes up is because we saw that during Nintendo's presentation, they announced that they're in handheld mode and in docked mode. If you have the right screen to go along with the software, there are certain games that will allow 120 frames per second.
Yep.
Now, what is the resolution limit? So according to GoNintendo.com here, the resolution limit is 1440p at 120 frames per second. Depending on the... That's way more than, say, the Series S. The Series S can't do 1440p 120.
Nope.
Now, again, and this is a big caveat. 99% of the games are probably not going to push that. They're probably not. Let's be real. One game that I do expect to push that at launch, maybe not at launch, there may be a patch, is a game called Fast Fusion. We know Nintendo pretty much has abandoned like the F-Zero series, right?
Yep.
There hasn't been like a brand new entry since, I think, the GameCube version 20 years ago. Or maybe there's a DS version. I think there's a DS version. But anyway, or a GBA. It's Fast Fusion is basically F-Zero and Wipeout and Extreme G, but it's kind of like an indie title, and they've been consistently supporting Nintendo since the days of the Wii. So back like on the Wii, they were the ones who were like, there's a lot more power under the hood than you guys are normally used to. Let me show you. And the Wii was pushing, 480p at the time, which was like enhanced definition when everybody else was doing 720. So they did 480p 60 frames per second in fast. Then the Wii U version did 1080p 60 frames per second in fast. And it's a racer, so like you can tell it's really, really good looking. And then there's a Switch version, and these are all exclusive on the Switch. I'm not sure if there's on PC, but I think they're all on Switch exclusively. Shinnen is the developer. The Switch version came out, Fast Fusion, and I remember James, our resident PC guy, came through to visit his mom, and I used to live in the basement because I'm a gamer, right? So we all live in the basement. But I had an apartment in his mom's basement, and he came through one day, and I happened to just be playing Fast Fusion on my projector, and it was on Wii U or Switch. And he comes through, and he sees that, and he goes, that actually looks really good. What is that? He thought I was playing a PS5 game. And it looked really good because this is a company that really pushes.
It broke my heart when he asked you if you still had your PS5.
Why did it break your heart?
Because I bought it. And he probably forgot that he hooked you up with.
He did. Did he hook me up with that? I bought that off of you. I bought that off of Romaine.
Oh, you did hook. Yeah, you did get it from.
Yeah. No. So yeah.
I bought it. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
You're good. You're good, buddy. Take that guilt, that guilt that you had in your heart.
Yeah, nigga, I got it now. Man.
No, yeah, you're good, bro. You're good. That was Romaine's. That was Romaine's PS5, and now Alex got it. We're good. Yeah, we're in our we are in our own circle.
Yep.
No. James hooked me up with upgrading from 5600 XT to a 3800 GTX graphics card on my PC.
Yeah.
So, and I know I shitted on him for it in a group comment when I said he took me from a B tier graphics card to a B plus.
Oh shit.
But a B plus is better than a B. It is.
So, all right. So sidebar.
Yeah, sidebar.
I've been paying off my credit and all that type of shit. So
yes, sir.
Capital One hit me with a new card. I could have bought a PC, but instead I'm going to Cartagena, July. And I understand you more now when you say, yeah, I could be buying games and shit, but I could be taking trips.
Or I could go to Colombia for 2 weeks. And 2 weeks living the high life.
Yeah. Those experiences
they're unmatched. They're unmatched.
The
highs, the physical highs that I get from traveling overseas are way higher than anything that I get. And don't get me wrong, guys. Like, I understand when you buy a new piece of tech, that serotonin that your brain releases is nice.
But it's not
nice. It's not the same because the serotonin that I get when I travel for 2 weeks or a week, whatever, 10 days, whatever, is higher for that amount of time. And it's so much higher that when I get back from those trips, the one thing that I think about is, when is the next time
can I go out again?
That I get to go out on that trip again?
It's so bad. I was out there.
It's so bad. It's so bad. It's so bad that Chris got married.
Yeah, I'm getting married.
It's so good that my boy right here is getting married. That's how good it is.
Yo, so the day I proposed down there, I proposed on, I want to say, day 2 or day 3. I was down there for, I want to say, maybe 5.
She didn't see it coming, bro. She didn't see it coming.
And after I proposed, I was still thinking, like, damn, when can I come back down here? Like, I was done with the trip. I'm like, I got to come back. I got it. And I said,
it's so dope. It's so dope. Listen, I love it down there. I was out there in September for 10 weeks. Almost 3 months. And the only reason I couldn't stay 10 weeks, the full 3 months, was because you and I had gone down there in April. Yeah. So, like, you know, the passport was like, hey, listen, you got to be here.
Okay.
You got to be here 90 days during the year.
Yeah.
But I stretched it, boy. I stretched it. And I visited so many cities, so many parts of the country. I loved it down there. I love it down there. Not only that, I love the people that I meet in restaurants, outside of restaurants, the friends that I get to make. And I'm going to keep it at friends. But also, like, if you are looking for romantic interests, that's available for you as well. Just be mindful, and you will weed out the good from the bad. And you did it. You did it. I'm a little, not envious in a bad way, envious in a good way. I'm a little envious that in about, we've been out there, you've been out there 3 or 4 times, and you found
in Santa Marta, Cali. So it's about to be my 5th time. Yep, 4 times.
And I've been out there since 2020. We're gonna say around 8 times, give or take. And you found yourself, you found the right one, man. And
all right, so
you found the right one. Good job.
Don't be envious.
Envious in a good way.
I know.
Envious in a good way. Because when I met her in the airport before you met her, because we were waiting for you to land. And I texted you immediately. I was like, yo. She's gorgeous. She's even more beautiful in person than in the pictures that I had seen that you sent me.
Yep.
And she's charismatic. She's got this aura about her. And I was like, yo, and everything she was telling me was like, she's good for my boy. Like, yo, everything she was feeding me from the times that, and I know that we had texted her, like, you would ask me like, hey, what do I say here? Blah, blah, blah. But everything she was feeding me was like, yo, she likes him. And I was like, hey, Chris, she's a good one, Chris. I said, she's a good one. And I'm going to say this before you continue. Keep your thought. The girl that came with us, her name was Jenny. And Jenny, she's blocked me from everything. She was a good one, and unfortunately, I
I'm
anyway,
sorry, bro.
I ruined. Yeah, she was looking back. She was the right, and I'm gonna quote you. This is a quote from you. She was the right kind of crazy.
Yeah, I'm sorry, bro.
It's all right.
Um,
It's all right.
so the thing with I lost my thought, but
You got yourself a good one from the jump.
so I was saying don't envy. Oh, so don't envy me because all right, you was taking your trips and you was showing me the photos and showing me the videos of your vacations and
I
everything
wanted
else.
you out there so bad, bro. I
And I
wanted
was
you out
like,
there so
yo,
bad.
so that was my goal from the jump. My goal from the jump was to potentially, you know,
Take that
find
trip.
a significant other. That was my goal. I'm saying, yeah, I wanted to have fun. I'm
I
gonna
had
have
that too,
fun,
and you know who
but I
you
was
know who
still down
you
there
know who I
looking.
liked and who didn't work out for me.
Yeah, I was still down there looking for my significant other. It could have been Aileen. It could have been
That's
her.
that's that's what you had focused on at the time,
Mhm.
because she did give you a very pleasant experience when you went out there by yourself. I remember you went out there by yourself.
She was
That's when you
perfect
met her.
for, except for she switched up on me when I was selling the house.
When you were selling the house. Interesting. But also, yeah, but also you had already gone out there and met this girl when by the time that switch up happened.
No, I didn't.
You hadn't?
No, so here's what I did that was different. So when I left, I went to Santa Marta. I met her in January.
Mm-hmm.
So I met her in January 2024,
4. Yeah, 4.
2024. And I was gonna go back out there a couple months later, like March-ish or whatever. And
I liked her too. She reminded me of someone I know personally out there.
she was cool. She was
She
cool,
had a good attitude. Don't
but
get me wrong. She had a good attitude.
she switched up on me and said, "How come you don't call me on the weekends?" And da 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 da. And I was like,
No, 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 no. But let's be real. Let's see it from the perspective of her.
"Yeah,
She liked you too.
yeah,
But she was a little bit more intense as far as what she wanted from you at that time last year.
yeah,
You were like, whoa, that's a little too much. You're coming on a little too strong.
yeah,
And you had already been seeing, and to be fair, you had already been seeing a couple of, you've been dating
yeah,
around and kind of trying to gauge what you were looking for.
yep." But she was
Okay.
the first of the pick.
She
She
was
was the
top.
first.
She
She
was
was.
at the top. She was at
She
the
was at the
top.
top. She was at the top. And then, so what happened was when I went down there to Santa Marta in May with you,
You
um,
fucking. I love Santa Marta, by the way. It's my
and
favorite place in Colombia.
it was hot as fuck. But when I went down there, I was just
It
like,
is hot.
yo, and I got to see my prometida, and I was like, yo, the energy,
I love that Chris gets more and more Latin every podcast we make. Every podcast we make, my boy gets 10%. Let's say 5 to 10% more Latino. Go on.
hey, yo tengo mensaje para mi prometida ahora.
I fucking love it.
It popped up.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
So,
Yeah,
but
I
yeah,
love her too, by the way. I love her too. She's amazing. She's a great girl.
so when I went, so I hate to say this online, but she wasn't my favorite when I was going down there. I had a favorite,
It is
but
what it is.
I wanted to spend the most time with her because I thought she was cool.
Hey, I wanted to meet her from everything you told me. I was like, She sounds like a good one. And she is a good one. She's a good chick. She's a good chick.
Yeah. And so when in Santa Marta, it just felt different. It felt real. It felt like
when we went to Santa Marta, it was you, me, and a girl named Jenny, and your girl, and we went all out there. And originally, I'm not gonna give away our formula, but originally we had it planned like you were gonna spend a couple days getting to know her. I was gonna spend a couple days. I already knew my chick because I had already seen her a couple days before. But this is the first time that she had agreed to like take a real trip with me. But this is also your chance to get to really know this girl. And for anybody out there who is wondering where we meet these women, visit. And this is free. We are not sponsored. Okay, what is it? What is it? Cupid? Colombian Cupid.
Colombian Cupid.
ColombianCupid.com. There's Filipino Cupid out there for you if you are into Asian girls. And there's many different versions of this site. However, we met these females and we have a very good experience. When we go out to Santa Marta is a coastal town in Colombia.
City.
Yeah, and it's beautiful. Now, I don't want to give away the formula, but also at the same time, for those of you who are watching this channel, the few of you who are watching this channel, Santa Marta, Colombia, is Cartagena without the high prices.
Yep.
Without any other tourists. So that means that if you are an American, as we are, and you're going out there, you're going to meet other Colombians who go out to this small town. Now, I recommend meeting someone who you're going to spend time with out there. Do your research, where you want to visit, where you want to go beforehand, and you're going to have a fantastic time. Now, if you couple our trip with Colombian Cupid with Santa Marta, you might F around and meet.
You might fuck around and find out
that you found your wife.
Yep. So, all right, here's what make it even better.
Yes, sir.
The diamond in the rough.
Yes, sir.
So, we have the formula, but I didn't stick to the formula on this one. When I met her, I was on OK Cupid.
You were like, F it.
And I changed my location.
Oh, okay. So this is.
So
hey,
I was really weeding.
Write down those notes, boys.
I was really weeding. Really, really weeding. I had a little Nicki Minaj that I met on there, and she wasn't.
I never met her.
She wasn't real. She wasn't true.
Right.
And I met my prometida, and once we started talking, it was like, all right, I understand, everything was good, and she was humble and all of that. So I had mentioned this earlier. Oh yeah, she a model. She modeled. So she modeled.
I don't know if I mentioned this to you, but Laura hit me up and said, "Hey, Laura never hits me up. Hey, what's that? The girl that Chris is with? And this is her words. She's gorgeous." And I was like, "Yeah, that's my boy." You thought my boy don't F with like good looking girls? Well, you're wrong. That's all. Hey, and I threw myself in there. I said, "That's all we mess with, you dumb broad."
Yeah.
That's all we do. I threw myself. I kind of piggybacked off of your find, but hey, good.
Yeah, thank you. I
liked her right off the rip. Chris, didn't I tell you right off the rip? I was like, "Yo, this one."
Yep. So we spoke off camera, and I was telling you about the things with the modern American woman here that I don't like, which helped me
100%.
trigger me popping the question for her.
Good.
So the other thing that I didn't say was she went to go visit her mother in like her town. So I
I
get to see her
remember.
from, and she like sending me videos of her, trekking up the mountain
Very
and
humble. Very humble.
the canoe through the river to get to and I was just
Oh, wow.
like she's so
She's
humble, so great,
she's a good woman.
so humble, so grateful. And then when I seen all of that, and I pair it my father. My father said, "Yo," now my father, he's from Jamaica, right?
Yes, sir.
So I am a second
Second
generation.
generation.
I'm a
Mm-hmm.
first generation American from my father, whatever.
Right.
My father said, "Yo, you need to just get you a little ashy girl." Not saying my fiance is ashy because she ain't
Right,
ashy.
right, right. She's not,
But
by the way, guys. She's beautiful.
go get you a little ashy girl from Jamaica, from the
Mhm.
bush, which means from the country, and
Someone who's humble, someone who knows the difference when it comes to trying to make it and is available for building together as a couple.
so I looked at my dating experiences here,
Yes.
that my experiences out there,
Different.
and I looked what my father said, and I said, "All right, fuck it, this what it is." And before I
Yes.
left,
Yes,
and
sir.
before I proposed, because my brother's an attorney, I
Mm-hmm.
say, "Yo," I say, "Hey, big dog, you gonna help me with my K1 visa?" And he said, "What, K1 visa?" And I was just like, "Yeah, you gonna help me with my K1 visa, or do I gotta hire? Do you know a good immigration attorney?" And he said, I don't do immigration, but I'll see what I could do." And the night I proposed, I sent just my immediate circle. I sent you, my brother, my father, my sister, Romaine, and
Dude,
my cousin
I
Anthony.
was excited. I was
And my
excited. I
cousin
was
Anthony,
excited.
me proposing, the video of me proposing. And everybody was happy. And then my brother was like, "I know you were serious," but he was like, "I know you were serious, but I'm happy for you." Da 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 da. And
I knew you were, bro. I fucking knew it. She's a good girl, man. I like her a lot. And you know what's good about her, bro? Like she gets along with not that it matters about me. She gets along with me. You know, when I went out to Colombia about I don't know, what was it? 6 months ago, September.
you told her
September
cousin womanizer.
what?
She told your cousin that you are a womanizer, and her cousin just likes you
I
even because of that.
she told her cousin, "Hey, don't talk to him because he's a womanizer," and her cousin went harder. But I don't. I'm not appreciated. Listen, I'm not that kind of guy. It's not here nor there. Um, neither here nor there. I'm just looking for what I like personally and whatever matters. Anyway, to get past that, I don't even know what that means. I'm just happy that you found someone who's a good chick for you, and that's
Yeah.
all that matters. I'm not trying to get involved with none of her cousins or family members. That's all good.
No, no, no. Like so, yeah. She a real good girl, and
She is. She really is.
for helping me with the translation for certain things, and
Yeah,
the great story.
and I'm gonna be here, and I'm gonna be here.
She that's my baby, man. That's my heart, man.
Hey, yeah. Anyway, we jumped off a bunch of we jumped off a bunch of different
We could
topics
cut
here.
it out, and we could put it somewhere else.
Ain't no somewhere else. But yeah, the last thing we talked about was Nintendo's 120 frames per second at the end of the same time. Anyway, congratulations. Uh Gearbox. Gearbox. So Gearbox is the developer behind Borderlands.
Okay.
We love Borderlands. Borderlands is a great
I never
first
played it,
person shooter. Okay.
but I seen
So,
the seen the gameplay, and I was like, this look kind of woke.
Okay, so I'm gonna stick up a little bit for Borderlands. Borderlands is like a post-apocalyptic future. It's gonna 1, 2, and 3. If you ever get a chance to experience those 3 games at like a discount price at this point, I would recommend it. I would. I don't know about 3 too much, but 1 and 2 I played through. They're really good games. Gearbox's Randy Pritchford says, this is controversial in the last couple of months, real fans will find a way to pay $80 if that's what Borderlands 4 costs.
Okay. So for him saying that, and I never played the game.
Right.
I know the game is
massive. It's a massive hit.
Yes, it got a great following. It's a massive following for the game.
Right.
For him to come out and say for it to be $80, blah blah blah, that's telling me that it ain't worth $80. Because it goes back to the same old sales phrase when they say, "Oh, does Ferrari advertise their prices?" No. When Ferrari says, "Yeah, this car is 300,000," like it's a Ferrari. You go and you pay it. But for you to say, "Yeah, this Honda right here," matter of fact, I ain't gonna do that to. I'm not gonna do that to Borderlands because it's a great game. So I'm gonna say this.
I think
this Lexus right here is going to be priced as a Ferrari. And you're going to go, oh, I mean, listen, it's a great game, but I don't know if it's Ferrari prices. Like maybe BMW price I paid, but like Ferrari, like come on now.
So, of course, a lot of people have the exact same point of view that you do. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but for the most part, the internet, when they heard that, they thought exactly like you do. But, and this is my but, not whatever. I think people underestimate at this point how big Borderlands have become. We are at the 4th entry of Borderlands. We are 20 plus years into the franchise. It's huge. Now, you and me personally,
I'm ready to shoot you down. Go ahead.
What was that?
I'm ready to shoot you down.
No, that's fine. You and me personally, you and me are not big Borderlands fans. I mean, we're not.
True.
But that's you and me. That's our personal opinion. Here's gonna be our 100%. Go Nintendo.com if you guys want to hear the full quote. It says, earlier this month, Gearbox head Randy Pritchford stopped by PAX for a panel of Borderlands 4, and he fielded a bunch of questions about the game. When the topic of the game's pricing came up, Pritchford couldn't afford a dollar amount fans would have to plop down for the game. But he did say there's a world where the game might reach that $80 price point. That's been talked about so much lately, you can't read this original comment on the matter. Those comments started up a bit about worrying amongst fans that Borderlands 4 could end up at an $80 price point, and some people have reached out to Pritchford on social media to share their concern and anger, it appears. Pritchford has decided to reply on one such fan, and his response is this is the funny part. His response is getting him in all sorts of heat. As you can see, Pritchford has decided to label those who can't afford the $80 as fake fans, as they are not willing to or able to shell out that much cash to snag a copy of Borderlands 4.
Wow.
Here's what he here's what he said on X.
Wow.
This game better not be $80, is what the fan said. And he replied, A, not my call. B, if you're not a real fan, you'll find a way. If you're a real fan, you'll find a way to make it happen. My local game store had Starflight for Sega Genesis for $80 in 1991 when I was just out of
game, bro. That's different.
When I was just out of high school and working a minimum wage at an ice cream parlor in Pismo Beach, and I found a way to make it happen. Your thoughts? Now, before
My thoughts.
I want to hear your thoughts. Now, before I hear your thoughts, I want to say one thing to be fair to everybody out there, and I've sent this in multiple comments across YouTube. In 1996, WCW NWO Revenge was out on the Nintendo 64. Me personally, I went to Kmart and I paid $89.99 for WCW NWO Revenge on the N64 in 1998.
I bought that game used.
Okay, but I didn't.
I didn't. Blockbuster or Hollywood Video and played that game and said, I like this game. And I went to GameStop and I traded in and I got the shit used.
But I didn't. I paid the full $80 or whatever it was in 1998. Now, in today's dollars, and I looked it up. It's $155 US in today's money. That's what I paid back in 1998 for this game.
That was a quality game, though. It was quality.
And Borderlands 4 is going to be one of those quality games. It really is. It really is. Now, you and I have not played those games. To be fair, you and I have not played those games. But the following that these Borderlands games have are up there. They're up there past what you and I can comprehend at this point. With all of that being said, I want to hear your thoughts.
So here's my thoughts. So when it comes to Borderlands, yes, you're right. We haven't played those games. I haven't played those games. But the Borderland community seems to be to me an outrage that the game looked woke.
That's true.
So just because of the fact that the game looked woke means
not so much woke, but severely overpriced.
They're going to nitpick. They
are.
Since they're going to nitpick, they're gonna break it down. They're gonna say everything that's wrong with the game and everything that they don't like. And they're gonna compare it to the older games, right? As a basis. So when those comparisons comes out of what you could do versus what you can't do, I'm gonna say that the new Borderlands game is gonna fail on what you could do versus what you can't do. So and I say that, and I give you an example. There was the people that made Skyrim. They made a game on the Xbox. Avowed, yeah. The people on
some people that were on Skyrim also made it. It's a little different, but yeah. Go on.
So those people who those fans of those games who were targeted to, They looked at Skyrim. They looked at Avowed. They said, "Damn, this game is 15 years old. I could shoot an arrow straight up in the sky and it comes back down and lands on the ground. When I do that in Avowed, it doesn't happen.
I'm that guy. In fact, the arrow disappears.
Yeah, the arrow disappears. Those are the type of people that look at the water reflections and look at the water displacement. So
Wait. I bought Oblivion 4 remake or remaster, whatever you want to call it, on PC. I'm not that guy.
Yep.
Me personally, I know what to expect out of Elder Scrolls and Fallout New Vegas.
yeah,
But
So-
you're right. But you're right.
what
But
I'm
you're
trying-
right. I'm me personally. I'm the minimalist. I'm like the asterisk. I'm the asterisk. But you're
Yeah.
right. You're right.
So-
You're right.
trying to say is to
The vast
core
majority.
the
Yeah,
core
the vast majority.
who loves their games, I would say maybe half of them feel like offended by because
Yeah.
it's woke. And I
That is
was
true.
watching a Asmon Gold video when they
Which I
released
love.
it, and they looked at the girls and it was like, damn, she don't got no titties. They was like, yo, what the fuck? And then Asmon Gold was doing his best to be like, I mean, I would buy it. It looked like it's good and like it's fun and da 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 da. But I was watching the little right hand corner with the chat, and the chat was like, no, they're ruining the game and da 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 da. So I look at that majority. That majority is going to nitpick. So now you got a person like me.
and you're right. That's the PC gamer in general.
Yeah, the PC gamer in general. Now you got a person like me who always wanted to get into Borderlands, who wanted to try it, right? So now
I think it's not too late, man. Borderlands seems to me like it's a great series.
yeah. So for me, so for this to be my first entry into the Borderlands series, I am their target audience because it's clear that they don't want the core audience. They want they want it more, I'm saying? So I may try it. But the gameplay that I watched, I was like, it didn't really like impress me enough. Like, yeah, it looked good.
Maybe
really-
you're not into like the post-apocalyptic environment.
Oh no, I like shooters. I like all that shit. It's fun.
Borderlands, I look like I have played it, but it didn't grab me to be like, hey Chris, you gotta play this with me. It's amazing. Now, I'm gonna be fair to all the Borderlands people out there. It's a great game. It's fun. I have played it and I've been like, yo, it's a really, really, really good game. But did it make me personally go like, Chris, you're gonna really like this game?
It wasn't
And-
Helldivers.
No, it wasn't Helldivers. It's not Hell Let Loose. Hell Let Loose to me, Hell Let Loose to me, me and Cyclone would really like that game if we all got together.
What's
Borderlands,
that playing with Cyclone?
Left 4 Dead or Dead Island. I
Dead-
think you, me, and Cyclone would have a lot of fun with Dead Island 2. And yeah, all three of us would get along really great. But that's you and me. We're finding kind of a middle ground.
Yeah.
Borderlands, if you, me, and Cyclone got together, fun
Yeah.
because all three of us were in the same space. Separate, Borderlands for me was fun individually. If you were to play that game by yourself, I wouldn't be surprised if you were like, yeah, it's good, but not for me.
All right,
If
so
go on.
here's my point. My point is that I'm trying to make is I think that this Borderlands 4
Yeah.
target audience is us and not the core fan base. And because the target audience is us, we're gonna miss out on what makes Borderlands, if that makes sense. And it's gonna dilute the product, and it's not going to be good because of that.
I
Like,
think. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I think
um,
that you and me are in the vast minority to the Borderlands, because you and me haven't really been like a fan of the community.
okay,
And that's fair, right? Like, that's fair to say.
yeah,
Like, we both admit it. We're not a big part of Borderlands 1, which came out, I think, on the Xbox 360. We're not a fan of 2 and 3. We've never played it. Have you played it?
I
I
never
don't know.
played this game.
So we got to be fair to the community out there. It's not going to be a game that you and me are both kind of like, wow, this game is amazing.
I just feel like the game is going to be watered down to grab me, pause, from Call of Duty to play the game and try
Right. 100%.
to
It's
grab
not
me
our.
the game into
Mm.
their environment, into their world. And while they're doing that to please me, the core audience is going to feel like they've been ignored, and it's not going to be the same game that they love or that they like, which the end result is going to be, yeah, Borderlands 4 was Borderlands 4, but it wasn't Borderlands 1, 2, or 3. So you picked the wrong time to like Borderlands.
I think. No, I hear you. You're right. You're not wrong. But it's hard for you and me to kind of crap on it when you and me have never been a real part of that community. I will say, Borderlands 4 seems to be such, you and me being outside of kind of that community, it seems to be bigger than what you and me know. I think it's big. I think it's big.
Right.
I think it's
could be
very,
wrong.
very big.
I could be wrong. I only seen an Asmongold video.
Yeah, I think it's bigger than what you and me think. And I'm gonna go on record, whatever that means, for our 3,000 subs. I'm gonna go on record and say Borderlands 4 will get at least 3 million sold.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that.
Within its first week.
I don't doubt that.
I think it's gonna get. I think it's gonna make its money back and then some within its first week of being released.
Yeah,
and
I don't doubt that.
And you and me kind of crapping on it, and whatever that means, because we both don't play it.
I'm not crapping on it though. I'm just saying.
I kind of am.
I think it's going to be so. I think Borderlands 4 is going to be a Halo 4 moment.
That's fair. That's fair. Because you and me both were big Halo 1, 2, and 3 moments, but not so much Halo 4. Maybe that's a fair comparison. I don't know. Any Halo and Borderlands fans out there, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. Are we making a fair comparison? Finally, before we log off, Helldivers 2, which we were both kind of into, right? Am I wrong? Yeah. Helldivers, yeah. Helldivers 2.
And we stopped playing.
So Helldivers 2.
Already hard. You made it harder.
Too much. It was already hard.
Listen, we found our cheesy shit that worked. And the cheesy shit that worked, we was
even that didn't work too well, Chris.
But and then you nerfed it.
All right. Helldivers 2 finally takes the fight to update the city streets in Urban Warfare update. We're getting, I don't know, you and I, we enjoyed this game a hell of a lot. Me and Cyclone. We're getting into like modern planets with real worlds, real urban destructive environments. This whole time that we played, it was always some alien world with weird volcanoes or blah 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 blah, craters, whatever. Now we're looking at city streets and urban warfare and updates. This is supposed to bring us back in. What are your thoughts?
Um, it sounds good.
It sounds good.
I've been looking for a reason to find a
Get
new
back
game
in.
because a lot of my friends are playing COD. COD, they dropped Verdansk and the original Warzone map, and everybody was on it. It was hot for a month, and the last month they stopped playing, and I've been back playing Civ 6. So,
Me too, by the way. I've been playing Civ like crazy.
so with that said, listen, if it's something that's gonna pull me away, because I know the game was fun. It was cool. It was great. If
Helldivers 2024 was hard to get away from.
if it pulls me away, then yeah, I would like it. I would play it. Now, would I download it when the patch releases or whatever? No. What it would take for me to re-download it is if you or Cyclone says, "Yeah, I re-downloaded it. Yeah, it's fun again. Try it," and I'd be like, "All right, let me see what you
Maybe if we
about."
all played
Maybe.
together.
So no, not even a maybe. If Cyclone say, "Yeah, I tried it. It's fun. You should download it. It's fun." Boom. I'd be like, "Yeah, all right, okay." And then if you came on and said, "Pause," if you came on and said, "All right, yeah, I downloaded it. This shit is fucking fun," or it could be vice versa. It could be you download it and Cyclone say, "Yeah, I played it. It's fun." Da 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 da. I'd be
Right.
like, "All right, now I'm back into it. Let's see what it's about." But until then, they
Mm-hmm.
had numerous patches, numerous updates, numerous DLC, numerous what is it, battle passes.
A
That
lot of content.
yeah, a
Like
lot of
like
content.
like to be fair to the
No
studio
one,
that made like to be
yeah,
fair to the studio that made Helldivers 2, they've put out a lot of great shit.
yeah.
And the only thing that's been keeping them back is like Sony with their PSN updates and like you have to have a PSN account. Other than that, Helldivers has been pretty freaking good.
Like it's not even like I hear what you're saying, but for me, it's like none of y'all hit me and said, "Yo, you need to jump on Helldivers."
Arrowhead as a
So
studio
until that
ha-
happens,
has been good.
until one of y'all say, "Yo, you need to jump on Helldivers," I jump
That's
on.
true. That's true. But I got a question for you. Let's say Arrowhead Studios, right? They're a double A studio. They're not under contract with Sony. But let's say they make their own third party, like let's say similar to Helldivers. And I just want to throw this out there. Let's say for some miracle they acquired the Starship Troopers license, and they said, "Yo, we're gonna make a Starship Troopers like third person, whatever the fuck Helldivers was, and it's gonna be available on all consoles, PC, blah 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 blah. It's gonna be
Yep.
free to play, and only the updates or the season pass is like something that's gonna be monetized." Are you on board, or are you done with Arrowhead Studios?
So I'm not so all right. I'm from the old school generation of games.
You and I
So
both. You and I
I like
both,
I like the word of mouth pause of games.
for
And
sure.
like so the whole Starship Troopers, like yeah, I seen the movie, like yeah, it was funny, whatever. But
It
like it
is.
really
I mean, it is what
ain't
the game is.
it ain't moved me. But if you Cyclone and or a third person say, yo, you need to play this game, I would download and I'll play the game. So it's like, all right, so boom. So I give you an example.
Okay.
Uh I had 3 different people tell me you need to play Marvel Rivals. You need to play Marvel Rivals. I downloaded it, I played it, and I was like, oh, it was fun. And I had my fill. And yeah.
Like it's to me, it felt like Overwatch.
Yeah, it felt like the fucking game we was playing on the Switch.
I played
But
Overwatch a million times.
yeah. But like Helldivers is different. And if they made a new game, it's like, yeah, if it was free, yeah, maybe I would download it. Maybe only if you and other friends or other gamers that I know that were playing it and told me that it was good, I would download it. Because I got COD. I got it. It's 286 gigabytes. I got to delete and make some room. I got Alex here. He here every weekend. So I got to make sure that GTA and boom. Thank God. I got the tier of PlayStation Plus where you could just stream games online. So I got that tier. So like GTA, I don't gotta download it. He can stream it. He can stream that, the Ninja Turtles, the games he want to play, Fortnite, Roblox. He can stream that. Thank God I don't gotta delete shit to re-download shit to make space for him for the weekend. Only to delete it and re-download again. Thank you for streaming. Yeah, that's the plus. That's where I'm gonna end at. So if I could stream it, yeah, I'll play it.
So
If I could stream it, I'll play it.
so like Fortnite without building mode. That's something I've been looking into. That's something I might actually start playing lately. What was that? I know. So like I saw my cousin winning, a cousin of mine who you're not aware of, but I saw him winning a lot of Fortnite non-building modes, like battle royales. He just straight up winning. And in my head, I might be wrong, but in my head I was like, man, I know I'm better than him. Like I know I'm better than him in freaking non-building mode. There's no way he's better than me in non-building mode. But he's been sending a lot of like videos in our let's label it cousins. Our cousins group chat. Yeah. And where he wins a lot. And in my head, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I underestimate him as a player or a gamer. But he's been gaming as long as I have. He's roughly a year and a half, older than I am. But I feel like I'm a better maybe I'm wrong. I feel like I'm a better gamer than he is. And he's out there like schooling these new school gamers. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm crappier than I am. But he's out there like winning a lot in Fortnite. Now, I know Fortnite isn't like the hardcorest, gamerist, whatever. Like, I know Call of Duty is still up there, and I know Battlefield is still up there. I am interested to see what next Battlefield will pull out as far as, like, the next, whatever, gaming thing. Anyway, it looks like before we let go of our podcast, it looks like I'm stuck halfway. I don't know if you see that.
I see you do look stuck. You having a seizure over there. You having a seizure.
I'm still here.
Damn.
I'm still here, brother. Anyway.
So, I see your hand. I see half of your hand covering your camera, and I see you with the seizure.
Yes, sir. I'm still here, though.
All right. So let's end it.
Yes, sir.
I want to end it. But listen,
we're gonna edit this out, but give me 1 second while we get back on. While I get back on, this shit is hot as fuck. What do you want to say?
I was gonna say I see GoPro.
we all see GoPro. Give me a
Okay.
second here while I get it going.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, let's wrap it up.
So what I was gonna say thank you all to the 3,000 subscribers. I want to say, like, listen, we have been gone, but you know, life happens. We've been going through what we needed to go through. But if you like this video, and if you
Yes.
like it, you subscribe, and if you
Yeah.
put a comment saying that you need more of these videos, then we'll pump out more of these videos. We will make the time.
100%.
We have been stressed out a little bit with the time, but we could make it happen. But it's only if you
100%.
subscribe and you comment. You got a comment saying, "Yo, we need more of those drunken motherfuckers," and we go, "All right, here we are."
Listen, guys. I know I've been putting out videos consistently, whatever. But if you enjoy Chris, let Chris know in the comments, man. Let me know, and I will let him know. There's literally no question about it. If you enjoy Chris more than I am on these videos, let me know, and I will let Chris know. Like, hey, man, they're watching because of you. I will let him know. He knows that I will not fall back and be like, hey, man, they're watching because of you. At the end of the day, I just want to thank everybody who joined us here today. If you're not with me because you hate me and you like Chris's point of view, let us know. Let us know in the comments below. It's not going to be filtered. It's not. I don't have my channel set up to break out anybody who's out there and wants to let us know.
Oh,
Go on.
Fuck Xbox.
Yeah. If you hate Xbox, if you hate Nintendo, if you hate PlayStation, let us know.
Fuck Xbox. I keep that in.
It is what it is. We're not here to like filter. We're not here to let you know, hey, listen, I've known Chris for 20 plus years, and I'll be like, hey, if you guys like Chris more than what I'm putting out, let me know in the. Hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Let me know in the comments below. I'll let him know. I got no hate towards him. Anyway, from here, I just want to thank you guys for joining us on the channel. Chris has his channel. If you guys want to support him,
I ain't drop a video in so long, bro. Like, fuck my channel. I gotta make a new channel.
Yeah, regardless, right now, if it is all about Chris and not about me, check him out. It is UWA Talents 860. Check him out on his channel. My boy has a bunch of Call of Duty videos up there of him destroying broads and cats out there, and let us know what you guys think. As far as here on Star Flag Media, if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, share, and subscribe. In fact, don't share. Just leave a comment. Are you going to say anything to Chris?
Leave a comment for sure.
All right. Anyway, so we're done. We're going to talk about this in another stream. Check it out. We have a bunch of channels. I've got SFM, ASMR channel, SFM, police cams. So if you guys like watching those police cam videos,
those are the best.
check. Yeah, I got a bunch of those videos, like police cam, body cam videos. Go check that out. If not, then just leave a comment, like, and subscribe below. And we'll catch you guys in the next video. Hey, and if you're a Chris fan and not a me fan, leave him a like in his videos. Let him know that his channel is the one you want to follow. That is Talent 860 UWA Talent. Check him out. As always, I am Anthony. I want to check you guys out in the next video. Peace.